Hey,
Hey Karuna, how's it going?
good. How are you?
Good. I love that we're continuing this journey as always, but it's going to be an interesting topic on the four bodies because I know you taught me this more than a year, more than a little while ago, at least a year ago, and I remember it really shifted a lot of things for me. So
Yeah,
let's
let's get. Yeah, very excited actually to share this. So let's do a little recap. We are doing a series on holistic health. This is our second episode, and I think we need to kind of summarize the first episode because it's so important for our discussion today. And we talked about us being energy beings, that we are all made of energy. We are not just a physical body, but we are energetic body, right? And we are vibrating, right? Because energy vibrates, energy goes like a sine wave. So we are vibrating. So we have a particular frequency at which we vibrate. And therefore, we can call we are vibrational beings also, or we are frequency beings, so different names for it. But yeah, if we are energy beings, then we need to kind of look at ourselves not just as a physical body, but we need to look ourselves a little bit more differently. That is, we are an energy field, and our field extends beyond the physical body. It extends beyond it. So we are way more bigger and larger than we realize, right? And it's a subtle energy. Sorry. So there are aura cameras available now to actually take a picture of your energy body. And it's a common thing now. You can Google and you can see there are tons of aura. And I also have an aura video taken when I was doing Reiki healing on somebody, and it's available on my YouTube channel. So you can see the aura and how it shifts and change as we do energy work. Right. So I think that is a basic premise we wanted to bring forward from last session is to paradigm shift in how we think of ourselves, because that will affect how our health goes. Right. If we are limiting ourselves just to the physical body, we are going to be limited in our understanding of how to enjoy great health. So, jumping from that basis, do you want to add anything else from the last session, Julie?
I think the beauty of the last session was really an introduction to get everyone and ourselves thinking bigger and wider, that where it's not what is happening around us here, but way past our energy field. And just the idea that things are affecting us from all around, all of our actions are affecting us, our thoughts are affecting us, the emotions are affecting us. And sometimes when things show up in our body physically, it's not just the physical aspect, it's so much more complex than that. And that's why I love the percentage that we always talk about. The 99% is the non-matter. That's the part that we can't quite understand. For example, if you're feeling sad, we can't find in the body where that sadness is coming from. It's way more than just the physically somewhere in a location in the body. So really just to get that your mind and everyone to think broader and think bigger, and know that the how to get to know the whole you, and not get lost in specific tiny pieces that are the 1% matter.
Yeah, because if you really want to enjoy great health, you have to look yourself from a bigger perspective. Because with the current view of looking at ourselves just as a physical body, we haven't been able to find solutions to, I think, pretty much all diseases and discomforts that we face, right? Because our other parts of us, and that's what we're going to discuss today. What are the different parts of us? Are we one body or are we multiple bodies, right? And we wanted to bring forward the concept that uh, to look at ourselves as comprising of, say, four bodies. Right? The energy field is like an ocean. It's so vast. So we're just trying to bring one picture of that energy field and let you know that we are definitely, we have a physical body which we can all see with our five senses. So that is a no-brainer. Everybody understands we have that. But I think what we also need to know that we have emotions. Every one of us has emotions. Some of us show it more easily and others show it less, but we all have emotions. And all the emotions that is circulating in your energy field, let's call it the emotional body, right? And then we all have thoughts. I think becoming thoughtless is the goal of meditation. Very difficult, right? But we all have thoughts, and these thoughts totally together we call the mental body, right? And each and every one of us is living a life based on some values, and I'm going to call this as your spiritual body. So I just do a little bit picture over here to kind of make you realize that you're not just the physical body. You have an emotional body, you have a mental body, you have a spiritual body. So you can think of yourself as having 4 bodies. Okay. So one of the bodies is a seen body, but you have 3 unseen bodies. Okay. And all of these bodies are interacting together at all times. So you cannot segregate one from the other. Therefore, if you really want to enjoy optimal health, you need to bring into balance all the 4 bodies of yours. Yeah. And we've been focusing so much on the physical body the last so many generations, actually. And we've mastered it pretty well. I mean, very well. I think we've understood the physical body pretty well. But we didn't pay as much attention to the other bodies. And now there's a shift in consciousness going on the planet, and we are recognizing that we are an energy field and that our emotions and thoughts are affecting our health. Right? So I think, Julie, all of us know, right, that we keep shoving our emotions underneath, right, because we think that's not affecting our health. And we don't really know how to take care of our emotions and thoughts.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's really interesting how we have no idea sometimes why a certain condition, like you said, comes up physically, and how complex it is that there's the emotional and mental body. And like we talk a lot about, between us, for me, I'm a lot of times in my mental body and in the thoughts and overthinking and, bringing that in. So now I'm working towards more of the emotional body, of more feeling, of more getting the intuition. But it's really fun to see how you need all of those aspects in order to feel more balanced and at ease. And sometimes you fix something in the emotional and it fixes something in the physical, and vice versa. And just how intertwined everything is kind of mind-blowing in a way, because we can't even really wrap our heads around exactly how that works, because of how new this idea is for a lot of people who've never considered what is their mental body, what is their emotional body, what is their spiritual body. But it's the beautiful concept of the holistic health that you're looking at that 360 angle to just get a different and more complete perspective of yourself.
Exactly. And so we, at some level of consciousness, we do understand that our emotions affect our physical health, right? Because we say a positive patient recovers faster than a negative patient, right? So we understand at some levels that our emotions is helping us recover faster if we have any physical issues. So we understand that, and I think what is important is to realize that it's not just an emotion, it's a body lying within. It's a part of you. It's your own body, right? And every emotion and thought that you are having is circulating in your energy field, right? So you have to be really careful about your thoughts and your emotions, and you need to learn how to take care of them. And you cannot use the same logic that you use for physical body with your emotions and thoughts, right? Because with the physical body, you can rationalize and say, yeah, if I eat healthy, if I exercise, I have a greater probability of remaining healthy, right? But as far as emotions and thoughts are concerned, you can't rationalize it, right? So really, that's one of the biggest difference, I would say.
Yeah, and sometimes we want something to manifest in the physical, but we haven't taken the time to manifest it in the mental and the emotional and the spiritual. And so it's actually not happening for us in the physical. And I think that was my biggest aha moment of even though you may put a lot of energy towards one aspect, if you're not taking care of the other aspects, they're sort of getting in the way of you manifesting whatever it is. So how can you align all of your bodies to want the same thing that you want to, so then you can manifest it and then it can happen for you?
Yeah. And just to kind of talk a little bit also about these 4 bodies. So we saw 1 is a seen body and 3 are unseen bodies, right? These unseen bodies of yours are subtle energy. Therefore, you cannot see them. Therefore, I cannot dissect your body and find out where your values are lying, or where your thoughts are lying, or where your energy, emotions are lying, right? Subtle energy. So the subtle energy is behaving in a different way than the physical body. So you cannot just tell a person who's negative, come on, start being positive. Right? Or somebody who has a fear is an emotion and a thought. You cannot just say, hey, let go your fear, right? So you cannot rationalize emotions and thoughts. You need other techniques. And therefore, when you start realizing more about your subtle bodies, you learn to be more humble and compassionate with people. Right? Although sometimes we used to get impatient, say, why can't you change yourself? Why can't you let go that fear? Why can't you become positive? right? But now that you understand that it's not easy for the person to change because they don't know how to take care of their emotional body and the mental body, right? And that's where we need to focus a little bit with energy work, especially, and even life coaching. Life coaching is talking. Talking is words. Words are energy too, right? So you're using words to impact your other bodies, right? But the way I look at health is, and this is based on a lot of study and research that I do. I'm a bookworm, and I also have visited many, many lifetimes. So I have brought back a lot of knowledge. Everything, everything starts with your thoughts and emotions. Okay. And when we don't take care of our thoughts or emotions, then after a pretty considerable amount of time, it will manifest in your physical body. Mm-hmm. And when it manifests in your physical body, we as humans wake up then, right? Because we can feel our physical body with our five senses. So now we are suddenly awake. Oh, my shoulder is hurting. Oh, I'm feeling discomfort here. Or I'm feeling pain over here. Or I'm feeling stressed out, right? So this is because you are your thoughts and emotions are what is triggering the physical issue,
and that's why it's now giving you a sign that you didn't listen to earlier, but now the sign's getting stronger and stronger, and now you can't avoid it because it's really there in front of you.
And as humans, we are so used to suppressing our emotions and thoughts and we do that with our physical ailments too, right? So many a time we're not feeling well, but we'll still go to work, and our body's telling us something, but we'll keep ignoring it, right? So yes, the body is giving you a signal and letting you know. But it is also because you knew beforehand. If you had been a little more aware of your thoughts and emotions, you would have realized, yeah, I'm building up stress. I'm building up stress. And now when you haven't taken care of that stress, after a while, the stress will result in something happening in your body. Most likely, stress starts with the digestive system for many people, right? And then in the skin, right? But of course, it goes to all parts of the body too. So that stress, if you're just trying to combat take care of it through your physical body, through your physical matter, like a medication or something like that, you're not going to get into the root cause of the problem, because the root cause of the problem is lying in your emotions and your thoughts, and you didn't take care of it there. Yeah. Right? So since all the bodies are intertwined, if you're not going to take care of those bodies of yours and you're going to just take care of this body, it's not going to work, going to give you the solution. Therefore, even for a simple thing like common cold, we don't have a root cause of it. Yeah. Right? And I think pretty much everything that, based on what I've read so far, we don't have root causes of most of the discomforts and diseases that we as humans face. So I think more and more people are waking up now and realizing, I'm more than one body. I have to take care of my emotions. I have to take care of my thoughts. Right? I don't want to be remaining in chronic medication for the rest of my life. So I need to start figuring out what's going on with me.
Yeah. Right? And this makes me think too, for example, when a client comes to us and they want to work towards a goal, sometimes working towards that goal before you even get to the emotional, deeper root stuff is actually just trying to, smash a wall. You're constantly, trying to force through it, and you're smashing the wall, and you're saying, no, let's just push past this. Let's get out of the comfort zone and just put myself out there. And when we think of it as at the surface level, at the physical level, yeah, you could push through, like you said, you could, add more stress, but get to the goal. You could move forward and smash these walls down and get to where you want. But at the end of the day, eventually it catches up to you because you haven't dealt with some of the emotional baggage or some of the mental baggage that's below it. So even though on a surface level, I can say, yeah, go ahead, push out of your comfort zone, like, break up with this person, end it. You can't actually go all the way through with that because there's so much underlying emotional, mental, spiritual things that are getting in the way. So I think that's the holistic approach that I love is let's first dig a little deeper. Instead of trying to smash walls and like accomplish all these goals and get through all these things, let's go deeper and figure out what is it that you feel disconnected in. What about yourself that you feel disconnected in, and what aspects of your four bodies are not communicating? Because sometimes we have, I like to say, like different parts of ourselves, and it's kind of like the four bodies. We have different parts of ourselves, and sometimes we think they want the same thing, but they actually don't want the same thing. So the life coaching part of that is, being able to talk through what are the different parts of those bodies and what are they trying to tell me? Because sometimes it's really when we have a blinder on, or we have a perspective that we think is right, it's hard to see what the other bodies are trying to tell us.
Yeah, and therefore you need somebody who's having a different perspective to look at your issues and problems. Right? That's why life coaching helps a lot. It helps you to you're outside the box of that person, outside the life of that person, so you can look at things more holistically and see what's going on with them. Right? And as you become more and more energy sensitive, because I'm an energy healer too, as you become more and more sensitive, you can catch a lot of what is going on underneath the client's words. Right? Because you're tuned to the energy of the person. And that's some loosely we call it vibes too. We get vibes from a person and we can understand what's going on through the vibes. Right? But I think the important point to know is your emotions and thoughts are to be taken care of. If you really want to enjoy perfect health, if you really want to have a balanced life, then you can't just ignore your emotions and thoughts. You need to be able to take care, because they are a very integral part of who you are. And yes, as you said just now, Julie, you can push through those emotions and thoughts and still reach your goal. But you're not going to be really enjoying your goal when you reach there. Why? Because the emotional baggage is like screaming at you in your subconscious, asking for attention, but you're just kind of ignoring, and trying to push forward. But ultimately, it is going to catch up on you, because something in your physical body is going to get affected. And the more you ignore it, more likely it is that you may land up with something more serious, which could have been something simple, but you might just wait till you fracture your leg or you have a bad sprain. But that rigidity or the stiffness was building up, for example, in your shoulder for a while. But since you're not subtly aware of it, you ignore it. And then maybe you become aware that my shoulder is hurting today, but you still ignore it and continue. So that's for like pushing through the walls. You're pushing through the pain and pushing through discomfort. But your body's going to keep trying to wake you up, that you have to take care of your emotions and thoughts. And then suddenly you get a frozen shoulder, and now you have to go get therapy done and all that, right? So the important thing is to realize that your emotions and thoughts are playing a very important role. This is a couple of years back. The shoulder thing actually happened to me, okay? And I went for physical therapy. This was a while back when I was just shifted my career and I was moving into holistic healing. And I went to them and they said, it will take you a year. And even after a year, you will recover only 60 to 70% of your shoulder. You're not going to get the whole thing back. And I'm looking at their statistics and I'm thinking, oh, okay, doesn't work for me. But then I knew about energy healing and all that, because I had moved into this field. I switched careers. And I said, okay, let me start working on myself. Let me go within myself and figure out what are the emotional and mental stuff that is going on in my other bodies. Right? So I tuned into my body and I started listening to all the energetic issues, and I used a lot of energy healing techniques to start working on my shoulders. I continued physical therapy for a while, but I simultaneously started working on my all the underlying factors that were going within on my shoulders. And as I started clearing those more and more, I think in less than 4 months, I had 100% recovery from my shoulder issue. Right? And I didn't need to go back. And I was thinking there's so many people out there in the physical therapy center when I went who are going to be there for years and years, because they're just taking care of the physical body. They're not realizing that they have the other bodies, and those other bodies are going to affecting their recovery. Right? And I felt so blessed that I had the tools I needed to take care of things. Right? So I think the important message that we want to bring forward today more than anything is take care of your emotions and thoughts. Right? And ultimately, all that you will take back with you when you leave this earth, you're going to leave the physical body behind, but you're going to take your emotional body, mental body, and spiritual body with you. Right? And depending on your belief systems, I believe in reincarnation. So I am going to take all those emotional baggages and mental baggages with me into my next lifetime. Yeah. And that's how our emotional mental body becomes heavier and heavier every lifetime, because we've been accumulating so much stuff there and we really didn't know how to take care of it. Our parents don't know, our grandparents didn't know, right? So everybody said, time will heal, just carry on, right? But time doesn't heal anything. It only buries things deeper in your energy body so that you're consciously not aware of it, but it's still lying within you. Yeah. And if you don't take care of it, it's going to later on transfer into some kind of addictions you will have. right? Because the body is so much in pain with so much baggage, emotional baggage, that you will end up with some kind of addiction to run away from that pain, right? And I think
I always say you can either deal with it now, or you can deal with it in 5 years, or you can deal with it in 10 years. It's kind of up to you. And we actually have a question here, Karuna, that's asking, how can you align the four bodies?
Yes, that's a very good question. And that's learning some new techniques, right? You know about the physical body, that eating healthy and exercise works. But eating healthy is not always easy. Why? Because like energy attracts like energy. So when your emotions and thoughts you're holding on are negative, they are low vibrational. And therefore they are going to attract more low vibrational food in your life. Right? And therefore you will struggle to eat healthy food. Why? Because you're naturally tempted to go eat the junk food more. Why? Because again, energy works in different ways than linear thinking, right? So like energy attracts like energy. So there, if you're trying to lose weight, for example, you need to take care of your emotional body and mental body. Others going to struggle to eat healthy. And we've seen people going yo-yo on diets all their life. They go on diet and then they lose some weight, and they come back to regular eating, and then they again put on weight, right? And there is some stupid statistics I read about. You can never get over obesity or something like that, scientifically proven, right? And that's because you're not taking care of your underlying baggage. As you start working on clearing your emotional body, learning some techniques and tools to handle those bodies, you will start automatically gravitating towards better health. And your body will automatically start gravitating towards eating healthy and exercising and all those things. Why? Because your frequency is rising, your consciousness is rising, and your body is asking for like energies. So it's going to ask you to go for energies that are foods that are also high frequency, right? And therefore it's an effortless way of doing it rather than struggling to do it, right? Which is your energy of pushing through the walls. You're struggling to eat healthy, and and you're finding it very, very difficult. It's because of all the energy that you're holding in your body. So it's like a paradigm shift. We need to kind of start shifting to think of ourselves as more than one body, and then learning some tools and techniques. In fact, I think if you guys are interested, we're thinking of doing an energy healing class. I've done it many times, a 3-hour energy healing class where I teach you about your energy body, and I teach you some simple tools and techniques. Right? I believe life has to be simple. So I don't like any complicated ways of doing things. I always prefer simple things. Okay. So I teach simple techniques, tools that you can use to start taking care of your emotional body, your mental body. Until your emotions and thoughts are not balanced, values don't really mean much. Right? Why? The reason is you cannot really be honest. For example, if I have a value of honesty, I cannot be very honest if my emotional and mental body is all cluttered up. Because, yeah, you may be honest with others, or you may think you're being honest with others, but basically you're not being honest with yourself. Right? So the spiritual body cannot really become that strong unless you have learned to strengthen your emotional and mental body too. And therefore, I don't put that much emphasis on spiritual body for the moment, because as a species, we are just waking up to learning about our emotions and thoughts and how important they are. And as we keep refining those, our values will get stronger and stronger, because to have the courage to be honest, you need to be honest, you need a lot of courage to stand up for yourself and to be honestly say, you know what, I don't really want this. Even to set boundaries, right? You have to be honest how to set boundaries. So again, for that, you need a strong mental body and a strong emotional body to be able to set healthy boundaries. But if you're feeling weak in your emotional and mental body, then you're going to be more meek, and you're going to allow people to kind of ride over you.
Yeah.
I was very meek and shy when I was young, and people took advantage of that all the time, because, I'm not going to speak up and I'm not going to say anything, and I'm just going to do it. Right.
Yeah. And honestly, for me, the very first step was even just the awareness of knowing that there are more bodies than just the physical body. That when my stomach hurts, it's a sign for something. That when I'm feeling emotional, maybe there's some mental blockage going in the way. And, even starting from that point of just being aware and saying, oh, I'm feeling something. And then taking a step back and saying, okay, what emotional bodies, what physical bodies, what is my mental body trying to tell me? And, it really comes down to, and we always talk about this, get to know yourself. What, how are you? Which body do you tend to be in more? And how can you navigate through that in order to feel more balanced and get to know yourself a little bit more about what's going on?
Yeah. And You have to slow down. If you want to work with your emotional and mental body, you have to slow down a little bit. With the physical body, we think speeding up makes us stronger, right? The more we exercise, the fitter we'll get. But many times, the more you exercise, the more you create achy shoulder, achy muscles and bones and everything, right? So it all depends on every person. But yes, you have to know the first step is the awareness, as you said. Even just awareness starts shifting your energy field. So even just trying to change your mindset to know that you're more than the physical body might take you a few weeks or few months or few years to really know that you are more than the physical body, right? Because for lifetime after lifetime, we've identified ourselves just as a physical body. So at the knowledge level, we might know, yeah, I'm more than the physical body, but it's not the knowledge, it's the knowing that creates a shift in your energy field, right? So you have to kind of remind yourself all the time, yeah, my emotions matter. Yeah, I have an emotional body. Yes, I have a mental body. Yeah, I'm more than my physical body. So you kind of keep repeating that to yourself over and over and again. And then something in your subconscious starts shifting and making you realize that you're way bigger than you thought, because you have these other bodies and they extend out of your physical body. So your energy is there all around you, right? And there are a lot of psychics and medical intuits who can read your energy body and they can actually tell you what's going on, right? To some extent, I do that too, right? And you have machines available now, the biofeedback machines, for example, right? They are kind of listening to your cells, what they are talking, and they're coming back and telling you what's going on in your energy field. Or our cameras can give you a view of your energy field, right? There it requires a little bit of interpretation, how to interpret things, right? So yes, just bringing that awareness first and foremost, that I am more, and also then bringing awareness that your emotions matter, your thoughts matter. So you can't just be sitting and being in a negative energy field all the time and think it's not affecting you. I think that's awareness too, knowing that every thought of yours is affecting you. Every emotion that you're feeling is having a physiological reaction in your body, right? So everything is affecting your body because these are all interlinked, all the bodies, right? So you have to just bringing that awareness into yourself first will help you to learn that my health is not just physical health. If I'm having some things going on in my life which is creating either anger or grief or shame or frustrations, I need to go take care of it. I need to learn some tools and techniques, right? And I would say you take your car for maintenance, right? Because you don't want the car to break down. But most people don't even take their body for maintenance, right? And I would always, at least all the clients that I've been working with for the last 15 years, always tell them, come periodically for a full energy cleanse, right? You can keep cleaning on your own to learn tools and techniques, but once in a while you should go to a professional, because the professional can go much deeper into you and clear up things, right? So why walk around the earth carrying so much negativity? Everything in your life becomes more difficult because it's like carrying a 100-pound bag on your back and going through life. Of course, after a while, your back is going to hurt because you're unnecessarily carrying the 100-pound when there are ways and means by which you could unload yourself, right? So why not go for a cleanse once in a while and get things cleaned out from your energy body, and you can become lighter, and now you can move faster. You can reach your goals in a better way because your body is healthier, right? All your bodies are getting healthier and better. So let's think about it. When you start shifting your perspective and you start realizing that you're way more than the one body, that you have multiple bodies, then if you're making your emotional and mental body heavy, then of course you're going to have difficulty walking faster with your physical body. Going through life, reaching your goals is going to be more and more difficult, right? So you have to go to the process of cleaning these bodies and getting them all to be healthy. Balanced emotions, balanced thoughts, right? Good values in life, right? People are being dishonest, cheating, greedy. All these values are affecting your body, right? Because they are translating into how you're acting in this world. Right? So you may think, oh, nobody's watching me, so I can cheat. Yeah, nobody is watching you. They don't need to. Your energy field is watching you. And the energy field is reacting to all that you do, because at a deep level, at the deep level of your subconscious lies your divine part. And the divine part always knows when you're doing something that's not correct.
Yeah.
Right? So there is a part of you that will always have an inner conflict if you're doing something which is unethical or dishonest. Right? So for me, that is a very important criteria in my work. I don't want to do anything that is dishonest, unethical. Right? I want to adhere to the part of having strong values. Right? Because for me, my energy field is the most precious resource that I have, and I want to take care of it. And I think we've been talking about it many times too, right? In all our discussions in the last year or so. It's so important to be honest and ethical in what you do. Right? You don't take the money and go with you when you leave this earth, but you take your other three bodies and go with you. So be careful how you earn your money, right? Are you earning it honestly and ethically, right? Or are you earning it at the expense of somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So creating win-win solutions always, so everybody benefits from everything that happens. Right? So that's the only way we'll create a better society to live in. When people start recognizing that their bodies are seen and unseen bodies, right? You see one body, physical, but you don't see the other bodies, but they are there and they are affecting you. So as we start learning to be more and more aware of your other bodies, you will learn to take responsibility for your emotions. You will learn to take responsibility for your thoughts.
Yeah.
Because your negative emotions, you may be thinking, oh, if I have negative emotions about Julie, she's going to get affected. No, you're going to get affected.
Yeah.
Right? So if you point one finger at somebody, three fingers are pointing back at you. So the effect on you is far greater than the effect of pointing at somebody else.
And this ties back to our series on self-empowerment. It's like, what are you doing within your own life to empower yourself, not the other way around? And so that's really, really interesting. And if anyone has any questions about what we discussed today, drop it in the replay comments, and we'll try to address them in the future episodes. But I think that gives a good summary overview of the 4 bodies and the endless amount of possibilities that you can do with each one. And just even beginning to think about the holistic approach of inviting all of these bodies as a part of you is, I think, what it really comes down to.
And I think in the future episodes, we'll take maybe certain bodies and we'll talk a little bit more of how to keep it clean, or share some techniques of how you can take care of your emotions and thoughts, right? But it's each episode, I think if you go back and listen over and over again, I think repetition is a key to success in my mind. Right? Otherwise, the mind makes you think, yeah, I know this, let's move forward. But you don't know it till it becomes part of your being, part of your energy field. And repetition is one of the ways by which we can put it in our energy field. Right?
Yeah. My favorite
So,
metaphor is the different filters. And you know it goes through one filter, then you know it goes through a different filter. And each time you know it, but quite to a different, deeper level. So I always, whenever I hear the same information again, I'm like, okay, it's going through another filter, and each time absorbing it to different levels.
True. All right, we're going to keep having fun with these lectures and talks. So great joining. And I will be posting these talks on my YouTube channel, Karuna Healing Center. And if you guys, for some reason, want to listen to it over again, you can do it from Julie's Instagram account, or you can go to YouTube and listen over there. And to spread the message around for others, because the more people who awaken to understanding health at a higher level, the better the world we create. So please feel free to share.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great rest of the day.
See you next time. Bye.
Yeah. Next time it'll be Friday, I think. We're going to do it next Friday.
Sounds good. See ya.
Thank you.